Hello, everybody, and I hope that you're having a great day. I just want to make one of these videos. It's one of these nights where I have insomnia and can't sleep. It's around 3 o'clock in the morning here, I believe. Yeah, right at 3 a.m. And I've had a couple nights this week where my sleep has just really been thrown off, and so I end up sleeping during the day, and then I'm up at night trying to, figure out things to do. So I just wanted to reach out to you and talk about some of the things that's going on with my content and some of the things that you can expect coming up because there's a lot of exciting stuff, that's coming up. This week, what I've been dealing with is with some of the videos that I've been posting. When I first started posting videos, I did everything on DTube, in which I really like DTube a lot, and hopefully, when everything gets rolling, back with him, I'll go back posting to DTube. But I started having issues first, when they're going through the transition and with their DTC coin and that type of a thing. I couldn't find any of my videos in the channel, and then I had to go through the sign up process and everything. And my videos that I had put up previously, there was like 3 or 4 videos. They just they weren't there, and the type of information that I'm putting out, which is more of a self defense thing, I want people to have access to. Even if it's beyond 7 days. They can still go back. They can look at it. The violence awareness and avoidance training. The one I did yesterday was mindset for threatening situations. And then probably tomorrow I'll do the verbal de-escalation one and put that up. It's not that I'm, trying to keep milking something, but those videos are gone from where they were. I can't find them, and I just want to make sure that people always have access to them. With the video yesterday, it kind of had a snafu because I uploaded it to DTube and I didn't see it anywhere in my DTube channel or anywhere. And this was the mindset one. And so I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to do what I've been doing, which is have it on YouTube and then embed it um, in into an article on the other platforms. And it ended up on Steemit doing the video twice because and it's weird because the video it doesn't show it on DTube at all, but it shows it on Steemit, which I don't really get. And it didn't do it until after I'd done the video, where I embed them and all that kind of stuff. So it's on there twice, which kind of sucks. It gives a lot of the curators, I think, the wrong idea. It's not something that was purposefully done at all. It just, trying to figure out something and ended up doing that. But the reason that they're being, posted is because I can't find the information, on DTube, and I don't want it to go away where people that need access to that stuff, um, can't get information to it. It happened right in the middle of a series that I was starting on the bystander effect, and I'm going to pick that series back up and do that all within probably next week. I have a bunch of videos that I'm going to do, and probably on next Wednesday I'll post two, one to end one series and one to start a new one. That's it's some stuff I'm really excited about. I'm winding the mindset, self defense kind of stuff up and getting more into a philosophy kind of a thing, or the term that is used most with it is critical thinking, and that's where you get into a bunch of really cool stuff like cognitive biases and figuring out why things are happening and in society and things that are really relevant to everybody right now. Because I could do martial arts stuff, I have an expertise in that. I have a ninth degree black belt in a martial art called Anjing Banfa. I have a sixth degree black belt in Jiu-Jitsu and Ninjutsu, and a fourth degree black belt in Judo. I was an Alabama State heavyweight champion way back in 1999 in open grappling tournaments where the rules were based on, or the point system was based on a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu point system, even though it wasn't specifically Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There was some of that in it, and I've cross-trained in that, but it wasn't, exclusively that. But the thing is that that stuff is just cool for other martial arts people. And, and I'm not against doing some of that, but I want to do something that everybody can benefit. And one of the things, with that is helping people understand why some of the things in society are happening and how they can avoid it. So, it's going to take a lot more philosophical things, and it's going to be really, really interesting because there's connections with a lot of stuff. But the next videos that'll go up will be verbal de-escalation, and that'll be tomorrow. And then next week, I think Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be the three videos on the bystander effect. And those are shorter videos, like 15 minutes each. Then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, there's another three-part series that I'm going to do that's really interesting. It starts with conceptual learning, but what it's really concerned with is things that you can do proactively to help you remember things, to retain, certain knowledge. It goes over long-term memory and short-term memory, and how you can do actual physical things that will help that be retained in long-term memory so that it doesn't get filtered out. And there's certain things that you can do to help that along and to make it easier. I mean, nobody's going to remember everything, but it'll improve it better than what you're doing. And then after that, there's this really cool one. That's where it's going to work into some of the philosophical stuff and the stuff on conceptual learning and memory. I want to get that in before that because that's some things that I'll be referencing at times, not always, but we'll just be referencing there. In addition to that, of course, I always, have the photos that I put up. A lot of them are from the same destination, but they are different photos. I know, for example, for the Grand Canyon, I was there 11 hours, and I believe it was close to 300. I know it was definitely in the high 200s as far as actual photos that were taken. So, there's a lot of those, and I think I may have posted like 30. So, I mean, I haven't even scrape that. Same could be said, with Lake Tahoe and stuff like that. Right now, I'm in the middle of doing a travel blog. I broke it up into three parts for three different cities, but it's a trip that I took to Nevada a couple of years ago. And it just, that's for the travel feed platform. And it started yesterday. Well, no, it would have been the day before yesterday, excuse me. I did one on Reno. That's where I landed, and talked about a hotel to stay at, where you get your cheaper rental cars, and that type of a thing. And then it's going to pick up when I left Reno and went to Carson City, which that's where my actual work was. My profession is that I'm a contractor, and I develop programs for police departments and other law enforcement agencies. And I go out, and I physically teach, the class. There I teach at Carson City, which is the state capital, at their post facility or peace officer standards and training. And usually there's something similar to that in the other states that I go to. But there won't be a lot of that stuff, getting posted right now. I do have some travel coming up in the fall. In early November, I'll be in Salt Lake City, Utah, and probably Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Alamogordo, most likely. And there might be a couple of others. Scheduling has been really weird this year. It's been hard to get things scheduled with all the different things I've got going on. Normally, I work from like late August until early November, but everybody seems to want to be pushing everything to the end of October this year for some reason, and I don't really understand why. What's affected their schedule so much that that they're going to want to do that. But that that's some of the stuff coming up. Let me know. I posted some short films recently. Let me know if you're into that. In the reply section. Because if you put something in the reply section, you like it and you want to see it, I can try to post it. Um, but there was a really cool one yesterday that I posted. Was like this World War II dogfight and like these planes and stuff like that, and it was really cool. I got that posted on all the platforms. That was another problem that I had with the DeepTube stuff. Even if it's posting stuff on Steemit, you also got PalNet, you got Steamcoin Pan, Steam Zang, and that kind of stuff. And those are really good platforms. And I want to post there too. And if I post on DTube, it's not going to post to those. And I know Steamcoin Pan, their token right now is just killing it on Steam Engine. That seems to be the top one right now, and it's really hard to get. I haven't really gotten a lot of it posted over there for like a week, and um, got a little bit, but not not very good. Um, but it takes time. Things are getting better as far as working on the platform. I've kind of found my groove a little bit. I post D-like stuff every now and then, and which I like D-like. It's cool. I see a lot of articles here. People send me stuff, and that kind of a thing. But that's kind of where it's at and where it's going. When I head out this fall and do all my traveling, I'll be doing the blogging from there, and so that'll be some cool stuff. This philosophy stuff and cognitive bias things I think is going to be really cool because the way that I do it, most people that that I see that do this kind of stuff, it kind of has an elitist intellectual kind of a tinge to it, and the way that they speak. Half the time you don't really even understand what the hell they're talking about. Um, at least I don't. But I try to do it in a more entertaining way. Um, you can tell by my accent. I mean, a lot of people. I meet from other countries, and they're like, my English isn't that good. I'm like, well, obviously mine isn't very good either. But so those are some things that are coming up. So keep an eye out on those. I've also been doing a couple of analysis of classic rock albums and that kind of a thing. And I know I did one on Led Zeppelin that went really well. Um, I did one on Santana's Europa that didn't do as well. And, that's kind of a bummer because man, that song's awesome. I did one on the Layla album, Derek and the Dominoes, of course, which is an Eric Clapton thing, and that went really well. That did pretty good. I was happy with that. But things are starting to kind of get steady, kind of picking up followers slowly, and it's getting better. I did my first transaction on Steam Engine the other day, like a couple of weeks ago. I didn't. I know how to take it, but somebody sent me like a pardon my French, but it is what it is. Like a shit token, and and I didn't know if it was a joke or if I was being insulted. I wasn't really sure how to take it. And I looked at it on Steam Engine, and it was actually, as a token, it was worth more than a lot of the other tokens on there that people are trying to get. So I hung on to it, and finally was like, nah, I don't want no shit. So I mean, I traded it off and got like one called Steam P and another one called Meep. And Steam P, I'm kind of familiar with, but the Meep, I don't really know anything about that one, but I mean, it's doing okay. So I'll hang on to that for a little bit. But I've been learning some new stuff and kind of finding my groove. So things are getting a little bit better. I had a couple of hiccups lately, but that's okay. But anyway, so that's where I am, and give you a good idea where I'm going, and hopefully. you go on that journey with me, and if you like the content, give me an upvote. Re-steam it, because I find that's a big deal. When you're new and you don't know a lot of people, don't have a lot of followers, if somebody's not helping you out, um, like I know Photo Circle's done for me, if somebody's not helping you out, you're not going to get there, because you can have great content, but if people don't know to look for it and they can't find it, it's not really going to work out for you. So re-steaming helps out a lot. And of course, follows too. My reputation score has been stuck at 53 for a little bit, and I was moving up kind of fast, and so I got to figure out how to get it up there. But like I said, whatever you guys like, let me know on the replies, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.